Hi everybody, it's Shelby. Welcome to another workout, another video with me. So today's video is going to be specifically for those looking to ease lower back pain. This can be preventative, but also if you have current low back pain, this might be a good video for you. And I did want to say, of course, please listen to your body, especially if you're dealing with back pain, like a back spasm, or you feel like you just pulled your back. I would suggest resting. Light stretching can be good, but it's definitely a case-by-case basis. And again, I am by no means a physical therapist, but this is just what I've learned can be helpful as a Pilates instructor. One item you might want to have with you today would be a magic circle. This can be purchased on Amazon, or if you go to like a workout store. I don't know how to describe that. So you can get like a Pilates magic circle, Pilates ring. Or if you don't have that, don't worry. You can also use a really tight resistance band, or a towel or anything like that. Also an option to have a yoga block nearby. I'm going to show you two things you can do with the yoga block that might be helpful for you for your lower back. For those who have chronic low back pain, the way you get up and the way you lay down is actually very important. It can be really helpful to lie down onto your side and then lie down on your back. So as you can see, it's a little bit more supportive for your back that way. No, it's kind of in the way. Okay, so we're going to start with just a little bit of breathing. So I'm going to have you place your feet about inner hip distance apart, hands on top of the rib cage, fingers facing one another. Just taking a couple of relaxing breaths. 2 more, inhale, exhale. Last time. Now keeping your hands there, I want you to bring one leg at a time to tabletop. Good. Now feel free, I know you guys know I'm kind of strict about that tabletop, knees over the hips, feet in line with the knees. If your knees need to be a little bit closer in, that's okay if that feels like too much pressure on your back to have them at that true tabletop. Good, so keeping your hands here. Let's do one leg at a time. Lower down and lift. Start really small. Let's alternate. I'd rather you go small and then gradually get a little bit lower if you want. I just, want you to be careful here with your lower back. Good. So as you lift the leg back up, I want you connecting to your abdominals, pulling up and in, navel to spine. Inhale, lower, exhale, scoop the abdominals to lift. Just going really gently, really slowly here. If you want to bring your arms down by your sides, you can, just for a little bit more support, or you can keep the connection with the rib cage. Let's do one more each side. Now let's connect the knees and the feet. Go at the same time, very small. Inhale, lower. Exhale, scoop to lift. The more we engage our abdominals, the more we work our abdominals, the more support for our low back. Again, trying to work the abs without hurting the back in the process. Let's go for 2 more. Last time. Okay, so we're going to bend your knees into your chest. Hands go on top of the shins or the knees. I prefer the shins. We're going to make circles with both legs. So we're going to circle the knees in, open out, and back together. Now just to be on the safe side, you can stay here, or if you want to get a little bit deeper into that low back, you can do a little bit of a lift of that tailbone as you pull the knees in. So you get a little bit more range of motion. You can also go a little faster if that feels really good, hugging those knees in. So we're sticking with the same direction. Gentle breathing. One more, and go ahead and reverse. I like tucking the knees in, but of course, listening to your body if that is too much. Trying to relax everything else in the process. Your shoulders. Focusing on the breath. 2 more. Last time. And rest. Very good. Go ahead and have that circle nearby. So I'm going to lift up, grab me my circle, going back down onto the mat. Now, keep the circle by your side really quick, or if you have the towel, either one, or resistance band, lots of options. I want you to bend your right knee into your chest and just hold this knee in. If this is too much to keep that leg straight, you can always bend the opposite knee. Just breathe. Now adding in the circle, you're going to grab the circle, hands onto one side, and then go ahead and hook the ball of your foot, which is right here, the ball of your foot onto the opposite pad, both hands on. Now I want to give you guys the options if keeping the standing leg, which is that leg on the mat, straight is too much, you can always bend and keep it like that. Okay, I'm going to work from a straight leg position. Keep flexing your right foot, flexing your toes toward you, heel reaching up to the ceiling. You can do a little bit of pointing and flexing here. I like to get a little bit lighter with my grip, that way I can get the stretch. One more time. Now keep the flex in your foot. Try to send your right hip down a little bit. There's Noah. Good. Now, right hand only on the pad. Left arm out by your side. Open the leg out to the side. Now I'm just going about halfway out so I can feel that inner thigh stretch. So sometimes we're actually tight in different parts of the body, and we really notice that pain when our lower back starts hurting. So we might be tight in our hamstrings, our calves, our hips, and sometimes that kind of goes to that low back pain. So stretching out those areas can be really helpful. Go ahead and bring that leg back up, opposite hand. So opposite hand to leg. Right arm out to the side. Open cross the leg over the midline. Good. So a couple things you can do. So what happens sometimes is my right hip hikes up. Try to send that right hip down and feel that outer band of the thigh. You might also feel your hamstring pretty intensely here. Remember, you can work like that. Just breathe. Leg back into the midline. Let's do one final little pull here. Now, feel free, if you do this stretch outside of this video, you can always hold the stretches for much longer if that's something that feels good for you. Okay, let's go ahead and switch sides. So firstly, bending that left knee into the chest. And then let's add in the circle. So I'm starting with the bent knee just to show you. Follow the left foot on, flexing your toes back. I already feel it. This side's a lot tighter for me. Extend the right leg if you are comfortable with that, or keep it bent. Flex your toes back, sending energy out of the left heel. Now let's try to point and flex a little. I got a little bit lighter with my grip. One more time. Okay, keep the flex. Left hand on only, right arm out to the side. Open the leg out to the left a little bit. Try to keep that right hip relaxed. Now letting the leg fall all the way to the left may be too much strain on your back, so just be really aware of that. You can always rest your foot onto a wall beside you or something like that if it's not comfortable to hold it with your arm. Go ahead and switch hands. So I have opposite hand to leg. Cross over the midline. Remember, just try to send that left hip down a bit. You don't have to cross it over much to feel this one. Breathe. Go ahead, now bring it back into center. I want one final little pull here with deep breath. Go ahead and take that off and place it to the side. All right, we're going to roll to the side. Use your hand to push yourself up, coming to a seated position. Okay, so I want us to go into half roll down. Feet are about inner hip distance apart, maybe even a little bit wider. Legs are definitely bent. Heels are down, toes are up. Hands lightly gripping behind your thighs. Let your head hang heavy here, but if doing that relays pressure to your low back, then keep your neck a little bit longer. All right, start to tuck your tailbone under, leaning back, and then exhale to round it back up. Good, so your hands are gripping behind your thighs. You can play around with how much you rely on those hands. Good, reaching back, and exhale to round it back up. Working on that core strength, but still staying safe with that back. Good, reaching back. Exhale to round it back up. Let's do 4 more. Good, Noah can't decide where he wants to be today. Keeps going back and forth. Let's do 2 more. Last time, round it back there. Really scoop the abdominals to come back up. Very good. Going onto our back again. So you're gonna lie on your side and then back onto your back. All right, going into our 100. We're going to keep the head down and play around with bringing the legs to tabletop, okay? So again, your back might be fine to keep your legs at tabletop the whole time. I just want to really show you the progressions and what's possible here, okay? So I'm just going to reach my arms long, and I'm going to work on the breath and think about the arms. So it's an inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do one more like that. Now, starting to bring one leg up at a time, just one leg, and then put it back down. Keep the breathing. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do one more like that, alternating sides. Now, if you feel comfortable enough, you can bring those legs to tabletop and keep pumping. Let's do 3 more. Whatever option you've picked, that's perfectly fine. Just stick with it. Keep drawing those abs up and in. Let's do one more breath. And then place one foot down at a time and relax. Very good. Moving into our ab series, keeping our head down here. Knees into the chest. Both hands on top of the right shin. Extend your left leg to 45 degrees or a little bit higher. Really pull that knee into the chest as you send the opposite leg away and switch. I'm going to show you the breath I'm doing. As I pull the knee in, I take an inhale. As I switch, I exhale. Inhale, pull the knee in. Exhale, switch. We've got 2 more each side. Both knees in. You can do a little bit of gentle rocking from side to side, massaging out that lower back a little bit. Moving into double leg stretch. Okay, keeping the head down here still, knees into the chest. Extend your legs forward, arms up and back a little bit. I'm starting out a little bit more modified to give you guys options. Reach up, circle the arms, bend it back in. Good. Reach, hug it in. Nice. Reach away and hug. Option, always reach the legs a little bit higher. Option to reach the arms back a little bit further. Totally up to you, but keep that head down if you can. Good. Let's go for a 3. Support that lower back. If you feel any pain, please modify. Let's do last time. Hug it in, rest your head down. Good, you can rest the feet for a moment. Just taking a breather. Okay. Going into our scissors. Legs are straight up to the ceiling, hands behind the right thigh. Lower the left leg down, pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, switch. So same breathing as single leg stretch, where as you're pulling the leg in, you take the inhales. As you switch the legs, you exhale. If you want more range of motion, you can do that. Lowering the leg a little bit more. Let's do 1 more each side. And getting that nice hamstring stretch. And rest. Okay, moving into our lower lift. I want to make a diamond shape with those hands. Place them underneath your tailbone. So I actually prefer having my arms, they're not all the way straight, but a slight bend. Basically, you can still see my fingertips, all right, at the end. It's a little bit varied for everybody. Diamond shape the legs. So there's a slight opening in the knees, heels together, toes are separated, slowly lower. And scoop the abdominals up and into lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Good. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Very good. Now only lowering those legs to the point that you feel you can maintain that engagement of the abs. Let's do 3 more. 2. 1 more time. Very good. We're moving into working our hamstrings a little bit here and also massaging the spine. Going into our bridging. So I want your feet about inner hip distance apart. Move your feet away just a little bit. So they're almost to the point where you can touch, okay? Arms are anchored down. I want you to tuck your tailbone under, lead with the hips to lift up into a bridge, and then slowly roll it down. Think upper back, middle back, lower back. Tailbone is last to touch. Let it untuck a little bit. Again, tuck under, lead with those hips to lift. 1 long line from shoulders to knees, and then slowly roll it down. Very good. Again, maybe you go halfway up. That's okay. Do what you can. You know I'm all about that. Good job. Go at the pace that feels good to you. Articulating that spine on the way up and the way down. Breathing through it. Let's go for 5 more. Good. 3 more. Really tucking that tailbone under as you roll it down. Trying to imprint the spine into the mat. Last 2. Last one, I want this to be the slowest roll down of the day. So rolling down upper, middle, lower, tailbone touches. Very good. Here, we're going to take a figure 4 stretch. So placing your right foot on top of your left knee, you can kind of gently press your right knee out to the side to feel that stretch. Okay, so working on this figure 4 stretch, pulling the left knee into the chest. No, it has to be as humanly close as possible. So pulling the left knee into the chest, you can take your elbow or your hand, I like to take my elbow, and kind of press the right knee out as you pull this knee into your chest. So I meant to mention earlier, but another muscle that can get really tight and also cause tension in that lower back is your glutes, so your butt. So sometimes our glute muscles are super tensed up. We're clenching all day and we don't notice, and then that is not good on your lower back. It just tends to tense up the muscles. Good, so just breathe here, pulling that knee in. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So let's start with that first stretch, just I have my left heel on top of the right knee, pushing my left knee away. Breathe. And then pull your right knee into your chest, just pulling it in. You can press the left knee away with your elbow a little bit. Maybe you don't even need to do that. It might be enough of a stretch. Good, just hold it. Breathe into the muscles. And then go ahead and unhook. All right. Awesome. So going ahead and line onto the side. Take your hand to press yourself up. Good job. Okay, so I'm going to grab that yoga block I talked about at the beginning. If you don't have a yoga block, don't worry about it. I just want to show you the option that you have with the yoga block to help out with your range of motion a bit. So I'm going to place the yoga block this way onto the mat, taking a seat on top of the yoga block. Okay, legs are out in front of you, about inner hip distance apart. I have a slight bend in my knees, heels are pressing down. Going into spine stretch forward, arms are out in front of you. You're going to inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, round forward like you're reaching forward over a beach ball. So there's a curvature to your spine, and then stack it all the way up. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, round it forward. Now, however far you round forward, that's up to you with what feels good on your back specifically. Keep moving, people. Let me show you without the block. So it'd be like this. It's the same exact move. That block can just give you a little bit more range of motion. It can also take you out of the hip flexors if you get really tight there. Let's do 3 more. Last 2, shoulders down the back. Last 1, coming all the way up. Very good. So next I am going to have you guys on all fours. I'm going to grab a pillow for my knees for extra support. You might not need this, so I'll just give you guys a minute to grab that. So I've actually grabbed a folded up blanket. It's a little bit less bulky and tall, okay? So coming onto all fours, hands and knees, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips, going into a little bit of cat-cow. So you're going to round your spine, look in towards your abdominals, head stays heavy, and then arch your back, look forward. I want you to curl those toes under so your heels are really flexing up toward the ceiling. And then round your spine, point your toes, feet are flat, head is heavy. And then arch your back, flex your toes, eye gaze forward. Sorry, my hair's insane. Again, round your spine, point your toes, and then arch your back, eye gaze forward. Good, the foot position really helps alleviate some of that pressure on the low back. Flex your toes, look forward, round, point. Let's do 2 more. Last time. Now come back to this flex toe position, looking forward slightly. Now you can kind of bring your eye gaze down a little bit and just shift your hips from side to side. Now just be careful here, this can be a little bit intense on that low back, or it can feel great. So really just mind your body and really listen to the cues here. All right, now I want you to sit back into a child's pose, knees together. Good. And then you can reach those arms forward, forehead down if you want. If it feels better to have knees separated, go ahead and separate the knees. You can always place one hand on top of the other, forehead onto your hands here. All right, moving into a little bit of bird dog. So again, on your hands and knees, this time I want you flattening out that back, pulling the abs up and in, and think about pressing away from the mat, neck is long. Extend your right leg, forward. Extend your right leg. If you feel comfortable, extend your left arm. A lot of balancing here, hold, and then place it down. Let's go to the other side. Extend, right arm, left leg, hold, and then place it down. Let's do one more each side. Adding on, extend the right leg, left arm, hold it, pull your knee and elbow in, extend it away. In and away. Good. One more. Everything goes down. Let's do the other side. Extend right arm, left leg, pull it in, reach it away. So there's a slight curve in the spine when you do that. Good, just hold it if this is too much. 2 more. Good, and go ahead. Another child's pose. This time I'm going to separate the knees, sit back. Child's pose might be too much for you. It should be okay, but just listen to your body. If doing something like this feels a little bit better, you can do that. Okay. So coming back up, I do want to show you guys one last thing you can do. And this could be a position that you hold for a little bit longer on your own. Okay, so starting with the yoga block flat like that, I'm gonna lie down. I'm gonna do this way so you guys can see me a little bit better. Got the dogs everywhere. All right, so lying on my side and then onto the back. So feet are flat. Again, so flat yoga block. Go ahead and lift your butt up and then place this yoga block underneath your sacrum, underneath your tailbone. So your lower back and tailbone, butt should be supported. Now, again, if you are in acute pain, I would definitely avoid this if you're having sort of like a flare up and it's really bad. But this could be something really nice to do if you're just feeling some tightness and you want to loosen up. Good, so just kind of settling onto the block and just letting yourself relax here. You can have feet flat. This will be more intense, the second option, but it's also an option. Soles of the feet together, knees open wide. This could feel really good for you. I do also want to give you the option, if you want a little bit more intense, you can place the yoga block this way. So instead of having it flat, you would have it a little bit higher. You could place that underneath your tailbone and settle here with your feet flat. Good. You could also do soles of the feet together, like I said. Just remember, this one is more intense, so I would start with the flat position. Also, option, if you have a mini ball, you can also put your butt on top of that. I might do another video where we do some exercises with the mini ball. Great option for those with some low back pain, everything like that. That's a nice option to have to do a lot of our ab series exercises. So again, you can just settle into the block like that. Awesome, just breathing. And again, that's a great little rest to do, even if you're, at the end of the day and you are having some low back pain, or you just feel like you want to have a relaxing position to rest in that's also going to loosen up that lower back a little bit. That's a great option. So I hope that this video was helpful. There's a lot of different things that we can do to help loosen up that lower back. It was great to see you. I will see you next time. Bye.